Okay, hi everyone. Welcome to Advanced Pilates class for today and for whatever day you're doing this on YouTube at your own convenience. Glad to see you here, or at least know that you're working out with me. So we'll start here rolling back into footwork position. So you curve the tail up, you roll back to your upper up curl, bring your hands behind your head, fold the legs into a frog position, and inhale to push away and exhale to frog back. Lengthen the legs and pump them back in. So this is a fairly quick pace. We're trying to figure out what angle the legs should be at so that you work your core, but you don't overwork your back. Get the legs as straight as you can, like yawn your knees open and then pull them in tight. One more. And then we come in parallel legs, soft point through the feet, letting the toes melt down off the end of your body, and the arch of the foot lift it up into the top center of the top of the foot. Press and pull. Reach away, come right back in. Think of your legs sliding forward on some kind of conveyor belt on a slight incline up. You choose the incline and then drag them back in. Do that again. Pull your head and neck up to get a little stretch in the back of the neck and feel that lengthening, that decompression in your spine. Now flex and push away and come back in. When you flex the feet, you're still having flexion at the ankle. You're trying to imagine the toes pulling back in over your shins and reach out a little bit more through the center of your legs, through the inside edges of your feet, and pull the outer edges of the feet back. Check that you're working evenly here. It's a straight line from your nose, your sternum, your navel, your pubic bone to the line between your feet and your knees. And now take the legs up and out. Inhale to point, exhale to flex. Articulate through your feet, lengthening up through the heels to get a stretch into the calves and working the calves to point the feet here. Stay deep in that curve. You should feel this right under your chest in the upper abdominals. And then we point and circle the arms around and forward for hundreds, pumping, inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in completely and exhale completely. The head is steady. It should not be bouncing up and down. If you really think about having your collarbones rotate here around their own axis to lift and lower the arms, it can help you steady the torso. So the arms are really moving from a point much closer to center than you would expect. The sacrum is heavy, the tail might be slightly curled up. So you might think of a little lift at either end of your spine to support your waist down. Breathing fully in, feel the whole body expand, and breathing fully out. Feel the whole body knit together, contract as you press your waist to the ground. Let's go for one more breath. And then we can fold the legs in, stretch the legs forward, and reach the arms up to the ceiling for roll up. So we take the arms back, yawn your body open, bring the arms up, start lifting the head, neck, and shoulder, coming up. Oh, that first one. It feels so good when you get there, but it can be hard to lift. And then let's bring it back down. Lengthen out through your legs, curve your body down, roll back down and stretch it out. And then we lift again. Exhale, pull, round forward, dive forward here. Curving back. So I've already taught 5 hours today of Pilates, of course, which is wonderful. So I'm grateful for the chance to do it myself. But my body doesn't really get a chance to warm up before we start. So, the roll-up becomes sort of my warm-up here after hundreds. So lift to come up, and it may be the same for you. And then work your body down, curve your body into the floor, into your mat, stretch out, and we'll do one more. Diving here. Remember, the arms are as high as you can find the strength to delay your descent. We want to be sure that you are in control the whole time here. We scoot a little bit more forward for rollover. And we lift the legs up, point the feet, bring the legs up and over. Exhale to lift the hips high. Now the legs here should be parallel to the ground. You open the feet 4 inches, flex the feet, and then bring your spine down, roll your spine down. Take the legs forward with the legs apart, point, close, and bring them up and over again together. You lift. We're doing 3 like this. Open, flex, and down we go. Picture yourself lengthening out through your halo, and then out through your tail, and then out through your feet. Close the legs, point, go over again, last time in this direction. Open, flex, and bring your body down to the ground. Stretch out your spine, stretch out the back line of your legs. And now we're going to switch. So you close the legs, point, open, go over with the feet pointed and the legs apart. You lift the hips high, close the legs, flex the feet. Now lengthen through the heels and try to drop the legs closer to your chest to get a bigger stretch in the back line of your body. Reach the legs forward, point apart, go up and over again. Flex, close, and down we go. We'll do one last one here and then transition into tree. So open, lift, energy up, close, flex, and down we go. Let's take the left leg forward and down. That foot is flexed, the right leg is reaching forward in a soft point for your tray. So coming up, lift your head, bring your left hand to the back of the right leg, and then draw yourself up, coming up, rocking the pelvis to come up and sit right on top of it. Sit tall here, shoulders relaxed, and now curl the tail forward and up the wall. As you bring your spine down, you're pressing the hands to the legs into the hand. You work your body down to the ground and lift again. Your head floats up so that your whole spine flows and follows that lift. And then you can look down as you round the tail forward and up. Bring your spine down to the ground, get every vertebra on the way to the floor, and stretch the arms forward, spread the palms open. Let's lift again, last time. And once we're up, we'll stay there and bend the elbows, lifting the leg and then reaching it out. Bring it up and then press it away. And then curl the tail up and work your body down. Come all the way down for the advanced hip circles. So with this one, we lift the hip, the waist, the ribs, we keep the shoulder blade down, and you circle out around, bring the leg to the ceiling to complete the circle. So short inhale and a long exhale. Find that reach, the hip spirals off the mat, then back down onto it. Put a little extra weight into that right scapula as you move the right leg away from it. One more. We come around and up to the top, to the ceiling, and reverse. The left side is heavy as the right leg goes to the right. The right side flows off the ground and then back onto it as you circle the leg. So when the leg goes sideways, you feel this opening across the front of the hip and the pelvis. Again, start with a short inhale, but a deep one, and then exhale all the way around and back up to the sky. One more. The leg rotating on the socket. We lift the leg here back at center and scissor switch the legs. Right one down, left one out. Right foot flex, left one is pointed. Coming up, lifting your head, looking to the inside of that leg. Let your gaze come up the wall as you rise and sit up tall. And then begin with a pelvic tuck and roll back. Press both legs out and away from you. One is on the ground, one is out in the air, but they both are stretching forward, and we come up again. The arms are actively working, so you feel that connection to the center of your body, but it's not really that you're dragging yourself up with your arms. You're still finding that work in your psoas and in your abdominals. Let's do one last one to come up. And then now that we're here, you lift the leg, bending the elbows, you stretch the leg away. And then lift it, release it, and bring yourself down. Curve your way into the ground. The leg stretches away, and we circle. Inhale across, lifting the hip, reaching long, coming out to the side, up to the ceiling. So try to let your shoulders be heavy on the ground. I don't know if you can hear my foot's brushing the wall as I go through. And again, we'll do one last one. Come to the top and try going back a bit. And now reverse. Out to the side, forward, around, over, and lift. It's better to do it where you have a little bit more space so that you can keep reaching out through your limbs and not feel that you're restricting your movement and your stretch as you go. All right, we come to the top and fold the knee in, rocking forward and up for Olympic ball. Sit near the front third of your mat and hold on to your shins. You curl the tail as you lift the feet and look into your abs. Inhale to roll back. Lift the tail or roll to your shoulder blades. Exhale to come forward. Remembering the feet never touch, the head and the neck never touch the mat. At least that's the ideal, right? Every once in a while we mess up. Also important here to really focus on the breath. Inhale until the tip of the blades start. You exhale even before you change direction and come up. That will really bring you forward in a more organic way, in a way that's a little easier for you to deal with. And now we transition back into the ab series. Right leg in, left leg out, and curl your spine into your best upper arm curl, elbows wide. Inhale to switch your legs, and exhale to switch again. Thank you. Back a bit. And again, reach long with the legs, shoot it out of the socket, and then pull it in tight to the chest. We'll do one more set. Keep pushing up with the leg into the hands and down with the hands into the legs, both legs in, double leg stretch. You reach, circle, embrace your legs. Most advanced, the feet slide down along the mat, lift to eye level before you pull them in. And you stretch out and away and circle wide and return. Lengthen first and then pull yourself into a little ball. One more. We come in for scissors, right leg up and left one forward, and scissor switch. Hopefully enjoying that hamstring stretch as you lift the leg up to the ceiling, whether the knee is bent or straight, eventually hopefully straight. Do what you can. We want to keep the body safe while we work it. We'll end after the left leg rises. Bring the hands to the head and lift the right leg up to meet the left one. Double leg, lower lift, both legs forward and out on a diagonal. Stretch them, feel the support from your core, and then lift the legs up. So you want to do this slowly, right? Because you're not just dropping into gravity and then throwing the legs up in the air with momentum. You want to feel the work both on the way down and on the lift. And we reach again. Try not to fall flat as we do so. Pick up the legs, and we do one more. And now we twist to the right, coming up and around, and then to the left. Reach and come up. Use your oblique abdominals to pull you forward and not just to the side. The leg shoots out. It's sort of a counterweight and a counter movement for the twist of the upper body. The hips should stay in the same place. So you're pushing down through your opposite hip as you rotate away from it. Let's do one more set. End with a twist to the left. Come back to center. Lay yourself down. And then let's stretch the arms back, the legs forward, and roll up for spine stretch. Lift the arm, lift the head, neck, and shoulder. Exhale through this. And then we bring the arms up by the ears, open the legs for the advanced version. And we know here we do an upper back extension, thoracic extension, and then turn the palms forward, dive over and down, round your back, curve it. Taking a deep bow here, lifting your belly into your spine. Push down with your legs as you rise. Coming all the way up. Eyes up as if you're looking up at a huge silver ball that you're holding in your hands, and then bring your gaze down into the ground, into your own center. And let's lift once more, coming all the way up. Take that upper back arch, and then forward and down. Round here, dive over. Let your head traction out your neck and stretch your spine. And here, let's slide a little bit forward for open leg balance and rocker. So hands to the inside of the legs. Both legs go up. Simultaneously, it's a narrow V. And then exhale, pull them down and lift again. We're going to hold them up here. Bring your hands a little more to the outside of the legs and behind them. Look at your core, and then inhale, roll back to your shoulders. Exhale, dive forward and up to that balance point on your sacrum. And again, trying to keep both the legs and the arms as straight as you can. As you get more flexibility into the system, you'll be flexing your feet and reaching for your toes. One more like that. Coming all the way up, close your legs. We're going to release the arms and take the spine down, holding the legs where they are for the advanced corkscrew. So here, we jackknife up through center, lift the legs up high, and now rotate your torso a little to the right, go down a couple inches to the right side of your spine. That's where your weight goes. The spine is still centered on your mat. Circle the legs out to the right, forward, around to the left. There's a slight tilt through the hips as you come up, and then you center at the top, going down to the left. And then your hip is down. The left hip is down. The right one is still up as you circle. The right hip goes down as you shift your weight and circle the legs. Coming up on the right side and lift back to center again. And we go down the direction we just came up on. So we're going down on the right. Circle the legs around. Watch the size of your circle. You want to challenge your core. You don't want to overwhelm it. And then we lift up to the left. Go down on the left side. Circle around. Coming up, lifted here. And we're just going to right down the midline. We ended going up on the right side. And then we come up and we lift up into our saws. Elevate your hips if you need to. Reach the arms long, and we rotate to the right and dive over. The arms lengthen away from each other. Pull yourself up, center here. Twist, dive, and reach again. Opposite hip is glued into the ground. Coming up, center, spiral, and dive. This stretch I always just feels wonderful. Diagonally from your sacrum back down and in towards your sits bone. So you get that diagonal stretch across the glute that helps you open up and release any low back tension you might be holding. And let's do one more set. Try to pull the arms away from each other, take over all the space around you. Lift to come up, lower the arms, close the legs, and flip over onto your stomach now for swan. So hands by your armpits, pull the chest forward, lift the gaze, coming up, and then release yourself down. Elbows back and in, try to narrow the back of the ribs to flare the front of the ribs open. We're going to go up and release into rocking. Child's pose, round your back, curl the tail under, and then forward for single leg kick. Press down with your arms, pull forward and up at the chest, elongate the abdominal wall. Kick the right heel in 1, 2, and down. Now the left goes up when the right one stays down. You're stretching the quad with every beat, trying to pull the heel a little bit closer to the glute each time. This not only stretches your quad because you're lifting your torso up and forward in extension, you also get a nice stretch in your deep psoas muscle alongside the lower spine. And that again, that's your main hip flexor. So push your hips into the ground while you do this to stretch both the quad and the hip. And now let's go down. Turn your head to the right. Overlap your hands on your back, let the elbows fall. Take a deep breath in to lengthen. And then as you exhale, 3 beats both legs, pumping 1, 2, and 3. The feet go down, you reach your arms back, reach the fingers long, lift your chest, go down, turn your head to the left, and we pulse the air out. 1, 2, 3. Feet to the ground, arms lift, lengthen back behind you, keep them low. If you lift them higher, your body will fall flatter to the ground. And we turn, and again, pulsing this out. Again, we're still working that quad hip opening sequence. And down you go here. The feet must stay down. We're trying to press the shins to the floor. And then we come out of it into your child's pose again. Sink the tail and stack the spine from the bottom up. Let's turn it around. And if you have a strap to hook your feet, you would use it or not. Flex the feet here. Take your hands behind your skull and lift your head up. Elbows high, shoulders down. Now hinge back. It's a neutral spine, a flat back tilting until you touch and roll your spine into the ground. Come all the way down. And options would be either fist into hand or hands behind your skull as you come over. Now you dive the head down, but you stretch it away. There's not really a lot of pressure onto the skull because you don't want to compress the neck, the cervical spine. You're trying to elongate it throughout this exercise. You reach back, you tuck, you roll it down, and then we lift again. Coming up, exhale through this, pressing your legs into the floor, dive over, stretch your back, and then lift it up. The back of your body picks you up, and it's time to lean back again. Tuck and roll to the ground. The tail moves forward and up the wall. so your back is safe on the way down. And then we lift again here. Exhale through this. You're going to need that breath to pull you up and over. And then articulate up with the spine. And last time to take it back to the floor. All the way down. And now for advanced scissors and bicycle. So here we jackknife up. Pull the legs in. Lift the legs up to the ceiling. And here we support the hips with the hands. So you're not really trying to bring the legs back over your shoulders and face. You're trying to take one leg forward away from you, lifting the other leg up in the air. And then exhale, bring that right leg back up to the ceiling. And then you leave the right leg as vertical as possible as you push the left leg out. And exhale to bring it on up. When you first do this, you will have more of a split. So like one leg would go back and one leg would go forward. But eventually you try to work the one leg so it stays up at the ceiling. Let's do one more set of these. Really pushing the leg out and down also helps open your hip flexors. You know, the antidote to all the sitting that we all are doing. And now let's go into bicycle. The right leg is forward. You fold the knee, you slide the leg back in, and as it's coming in, the other leg is extending out and away from you. So as you do this, you may feel more weight move towards your elbow. You're really pressing down through your head and the upper shoulders to hold the hips in the air and hold the upper torso on the mat. And reverse and back pedal. Try to go out low and scoop the air up with the foot and the shin. And then we lift both legs up. Get a little elevation so you can switch your hands. We want the heel of the hands behind the hip bone. And then one leg goes down, the other one follows. And now we extend the right leg forward, point to kick it up, flex to bring it down, point to lift, flex and lower, point up and flex down, slide the leg under, extend the left, point to lift, flex and down, point up, flex down. If this really high extended position doesn't work for you, you could always just have the hands to the ground, and which we're going to do now. So you could have done your kicks just from this position. And now roll your spine out, starting at the upper back, work your way down to your sacrum and your tail. And we just do a regular bridge here. So curl the tail up. Coming up, push the knee forward, open the chest, lift the heart high, and then roll down with the upper back to the mid back, to the low back, to the sacrum, come all the way down. The next set, we're going to keep the arms on the ground, but as you lift, get ready to do your second set of kicks. So we come up and then extend the left leg forward. We start this time with a flex foot and lower a pointed foot. Flex to kick it high, point to stretch it away. Flexing up, point, reach it down, connect, slide the leg in, elevate your hip if it dropped. Extend the right leg, flex to kick it, point to lengthen it down. Flexing up, pointing down. Let's reverse from the last set. And then we pull the leg under, hips elevate and lift. Get the support from your glute and your hamstrings. And now roll your spine down here, curve your way down into the mat. Come all the way down, and then we roll up for a spine twist. Coming up to sitting. The arms out to the side, you push them down, you pull the heart and the head high, rotating to the right, plus 1, 2, 3, lift to center, and then to the left, pulsing 1, 2, 3, back to center here, and twist, bring out your waist, center and left, center here, and again to the right. Center, and then the arms are down. Okay, laying on your back, jackknife. We've already done similar exercises. And we pull the knee in, which is good. It means we're warmed up for it, right? So let's extend the legs up towards the ceiling and lift the legs up and high. And then work your spine down. Pressing into the arms to engage your lats. And then release your back to the ground. Take the legs out to your working level. And then bring them up again. Move through the space, lift your feet to the ceiling. And down we go again. We'll stretch the legs forward, reach out, and lift one more time. Coming all the way up. And then working the spine down to lower the legs down to the ground. Turn over onto your side, face the camera for your side kicks. See if I can get this set up so you can see me on the screen. And feet are forward, flex. Pick up your top leg. Now, most advanced, both hands support the skull, and you try to pull the head a little bit away from your shoulders. And we flex that top leg forward, pulse 1, 2. Point the foot, take it back, and reach and pulse 1 and 2. Hold the body steady here on the mat. You're definitely trying not to lean forward as the leg goes back. And also you're trying not to lean back as the leg goes forward. Stretch it out, reach it here, open the hip and pulse. Come back to center, rotate the leg externally, point to bring it high and flex to bring it down. Point to lift, flex to close. You drag the legs apart, you stretch the space, and you squeeze that space coming down. Now flex to lift it, point to push it out and down, flex to go up. Point, stretch it down, reach long, one more flex, and point down, développé, bend. Knee in, lift the foot, flex, and push it out and away. Drag it in, lift it here, flex, and reach it out long. One more time. Tap it down, now reverse, go up, point the foot, bend the knee, skim it forward, full length, flex to rise, point, bend, exhale all the way down. One more time to a lift, point, bend, forward and down long, and rond de jambe. Inhale forward, exhale up, back, around, and through center. Circling here. Head pulls out long to help hold the body stable. The more length you can find, typically, the more support you'll have. And let's reverse it back. Lift up, forward, and around. Push it away from you. Keep that bottom leg pressing firmly into the mat. And now we take the top leg back and the top arm forward. This is also called bicycle. You kick the leg forward to your hand, fold the knee into your chest tight, swing the leg back, open the hip, and release the arm and the leg on the diagonal. And again, kick it forward, fold it in, swing it back, release and let go. One more. Stretch the hamstring. This stretches the quad. Now we stretch the quad and the hip, and then release the arm and the leg. Now reverse, up with the arm as you fold the knee, heel into the butt. Push the knee back and then pull it all the way into your chest. Extend the leg forward, stretch it out, release and lengthen it on your diagonal. Up with the arm as you're folding the knee, grab hold of the foot, push the knee further back as you pull the heel in towards your sits bone. Pull the knee into your chest, extend the leg, stretch it, and then reach it long. We'll do one more like this. The arm sweeps back. Work through all the stretches possible for your leg, for your back. And then figure 4. So we bring that leg forward. We push the knee away and the bottom leg rises and then sinks. So lift it, exhale to lower it. Lift it here and bring it down. Now lift it up and we circle around step 1 and 2 and 3. Suspend, reverse, circling 1 and 2 and 3. Bring it high, lower it down, extend your top leg, swing the legs back. So now they're maybe 10 to 15 degrees off your spine. Extend the bottom arm out. You can also take your fingertips together and press them into each other. We're going to pick up that top leg and then bring the bottom leg up and then down. Bottom leg rises and then sinks. It lifts and then lowers. Now it lifts and it holds, and now we lift the top leg up and down 3 times. Bottom leg staying off the ground. I know it's hard. Pick up the top leg with the bottom one and then lower them both. So the bottom leg is doing all the work. Try not to stick your butt out behind you. You're not looking for hip flexion. You're really looking for that sideline work here. And one more. Lift the legs up and do little walks. And then you do bigger swinging legs back and forth. Hold your body on your side seam. Try to move the bottom leg back as well as forward. Together, lift them, lower them onto your stomach here for grasshopper. So you can overlap your hands under your forehead or lay each one under your joint press. Lift the legs and turn out, and we clap the thighs together to open and close the feet. Think of dropping your tail, dropping your forehead, And getting some length in the low back against the weight of your legs, rising. And then lower the legs, child's pose again. Get a nice stretch here. And then we don't linger, we stack the spine coming up to turn around and do the other side. If I wasn't on the screen, I would have just turned my back to you, but that would seem rude. So we're not doing that today. Or really ever, I think. All right. So watch, do you have room to go? I think I do. It's going to be tight. Move a little more forward. Okay. Lift your top leg up. Feet are flexed. Pull that leg forward, double pulse. Point, take it back, double beat. Flex to go forward. Point to stretch back. Try to keep pressing the whole length of the side of your body into the ground. That means that my left elbow here is trying to pull something in towards my armpit, and my left leg is pushing into the floor. Come back to center. We rotate the leg externally, point to go high, and flex to bring it down. Point to lift, flex and close. Point up, flex and down. Now we reverse the foot. Flex to lift it, point to stretch it out and down, flex to pull it high, point, lengthen it out. One more. Working that leg on the socket, and then fold the knee in, développé, knee to the armpit, foot to the sky, flex and heel to heel. Drag it in, you pull it in, you extend it, you flex and fly it out and down. One more. We enjoy feeling all these muscles work. Reverse, go up, flex foot, point the foot, bend the knee. Let that leg slide down the bottom leg, smooth out both legs, lift, point, bend, exhale, pull the belly in deep as you push the leg away. And one more time. All the way forward here for rond de jambe, your big circle. Inhale forward, exhale up, around, back, and through center. And reach it again. Easier if that bottom leg is a little more forward on a diagonal. Gives you more of a kickstand for your body. And let's reverse. Take the leg back, use your glute. Open the hip, circle the leg up, forward, around, and down through center again. One last circle. Moving into the bicycle, the leg goes back, the top arm stretches forward. Kick the leg to your hand. Fold the knee in towards your chest. Heel to butt, swing the knee back. Release and lengthen it. You stretch it long and kick it again. Back you go. Stretch it back. So I've got an electrical cord here. I don't want to pull the lamp over on myself. Okay. And one more. Where were we? So it goes forward, fold it in, swing it back, release and lengthen. Now we reverse. Up with the arm, pull that in, pull the knee into your chest, extend the leg, flex and stretch it out. Lift again, folding the knee, try to keep it low, push the knee back. Now pull the knee to your chest, reach out through the foot, lengthen here, release, and one more. And now for your figure four, you bring that leg in front, anchor the heel, take the hand through the legs, and bring the bottom leg up and bring it down. So we're lifting here from the upper inner thigh, not through the foot. We're closer to center to get more core engagement. And now lift the leg, hold it up, and circle around and up. One, and then two, and now three. Lift, reach, reverse, circle. One, two, and three. Bring it high. Take it down, extend the top leg on it, stretch yourself out, and the legs swing back. So they're not quite as far forward on the big angle. And we pick up the top leg and pull the bottom leg up and the bottom leg down. Bottom leg lifts and the bottom leg sinks. If you ever discover you need more padding here, please be sure to get it. Sometimes you feel there's like a knob called the greater trochanter on the femur here. That's an attachment point for the glutes. We're going to lift and now pick up the top leg and lower. And that will tend to press into the floor here. Sometimes it doesn't bother you and sometimes it does. Kind of depends on the angle of your bones and the tightness of your muscles around them. Now both legs up and then down. And then we'll lift and hold the legs up into your little walks. And then your bigger strides. Woo. You're not really just, you almost fall over, maybe until maybe you do fall over and recover, and then lift it up and lower it down. And then we're on the back for teaser next. So we start in the advanced work, we start with the legs up in the air on a diagonal. You could use a TheraBand, you could use your hands to your legs. You come up and you slide on up into your first teaser. Leave the legs in the air as you work your spine down. And we come up again, reaching forward and returning to the ground. Once more to lift and pull it up. Now slight lower lift with both legs. Try to hold your body still as you move the legs in the socket here, and then everything down, stretch it on out. Full teaser up. And another full teaser down. And we'll do that again. Take it down. And the last one, we stay up and we do the arm and leg circles. So we're coming on up, you hold it, the arm circle one direction, legs in the other, everything around and everything back to center reverse. Bend your knees if you need to. Let's load away from center, makes it easier. Woo, and around, and then bring it to the ground. Stretch it out, and here we go. We flip over onto our stomachs for swimming. And then I'm going to pick and choose a couple of exercises from the more advanced work. Not that you haven't been doing that all along, but here we go for swimming. So we're going to pick up head, chest, legs, and arms, and pump the arms and legs up and down. Stretch it out, lower it down, child's pose from here. Stack your spine coming up, and let's go into our side bend or mermaid. So you would have your top foot in front, the heel presses into the base of the toes of your bottom leg. Your hand is spread, and the hand is a little bit in front of your shoulder. Look at your top hand, and we're going to press down into the edges of the feet and the standing arm to come up. Drop your head, lift your rib cage, lift your waist, bend your knees slightly to pull yourself down. Notice that as you lift, you're pulling this top shoulder right over the wrist for the most supportive position. And we lift again. The bottom leg does give you some support for the top leg. Try not to round your body forward or back, but really find your side line. And then you come back. You can imagine as you do it that your back could be against a wall. Heel, tailbone, shoulders, head. One more. And down we go. And we swing to the other side. The hands spread open. You look at your upper hand and we get ready to lift. And push off. Drop the head, open the rib cage, bring yourself down, folding yourself down. You want some control going down. You're trying not to just collapse into the ground. But there's definitely days when that feels like it's necessary. I get it. And come down again. And one more like this. Okay, and we started, I think maybe a couple of weeks ago, working on the twist one. So with this one, the knees are really tight and in front of you. The one heel is actually pulled into your sits bone, and the other heel, of course, is at the base of the toes. This is a super tight position, and the hand is really close in by your lower hip. We're going to lift the arm, free arm up, push into the legs, look up at your hand, scoop that arm underneath you. You pivot the back leg around, so you end up with your feet at a 90-degree angle. You lift your belly, you drop your head, pick up your heels, the knees stay together as they come forward, and you lower your spine down to the ground. Look back at your hand. And we circle the arm up and around. The head begins the spiraling that goes all the way around to the tail. If you're tight in the back line, you may need to elevate your standing arm. Could go on a yoga block or a book or whatever you have. One more. See how the whole body spins around, which in this case is my left arm. The arm stays stable as I move through the whole spine, the legs, and the free arm. And we go to the other side. With this one, a lot of the success happens as you understand how to deal with the feet. And we spent some time on that the last time we did this exercise. So I'm not going to really repeat it. But if you have questions, stay and ask after class. So come up. Come here. Lift the heels, the legs stay glued together. You pull yourself down. Sometimes we have to tighten up the position after every return to the ground. You can see that this, or you can feel as well as see that it takes a lot of length in the back line of your body to get the heels grounded, the head hanging low, and the legs straight. So as you're working into that length, go ahead, feel free to elevate the front standing hand or bend your knees, but do try to drop your head and try to lift your waist into your spine. We're coming out and around. Imagine that this hand is pulling my back hip around for me here too. Okay, so from here into our boomerang. So overlap the heels. Take your hands into the mat. Move forward a little bit more. So you push down through your arms. Try not to lean back to lift the legs. And then you roll back, balance on your shoulders, open the legs, recross, come forward and up into teaser. The arms circle back. You pull the navel back. You dive your head forward as you lower the legs. Lift the arms, release the hands. Thumbs are up, palms are forward, and you pull the shoulders back as the arms sweep forward and around. And then slide your hands along the ground to articulate the spine up like you would in spine stretch. Move a little bit more forward and to the side here. All right, let's do it again. So you notice now you have the other leg on top, the left leg's on top here. Press down, lift the legs, curl back, and off the ground. It's like roll over and away with the head lifted. Recross the legs coming up. Now the right leg's on top. Circle the arms back, reach back, pull your navel through your body to your hands. Dive over, lift the arms, release them forward. Big sweep around. It's like you're taking your wingspan and wrapping it around your legs. Come all the way up. And again, push to lift. Roll back here. Open, recross. Coming forward, lifting here. And then the arms circle. We hold the legs in the air. Another chance to practice your teasers. Diving over. Circle the arms forward, the shoulders away from your earlobes. Press down, and we'll do one last one. Lift the legs to roll back. Open, recross, head and neck off the floor here. Come all the way up into that position. Arms circle. You pull the hands back. Try to imagine your navel being pulled by a magnet to your hands. Dive forward, still lifting the belly into your spine. Come forward and around. And then let's move into your seal. So we have the edges of the feet together. Hands through the legs. Wrap your hands around the ankles. Rock back to your balance point. Open and close the legs to clap 1, 2, 3. Roll back to your shoulders. Tail in the air. Clap 1, 2, 3. And come up to clap again. So for this exercise, I really always think I'm really trying to lift my tail up in the air, still keeping my head off the ground. So I'm still looking down at my navel, even when that's elevated. And maybe even push up with my shins into my hands a little bit to have a moment of suspension while I'm trying to open and close the legs with my butt in the air. And then forward. All right. Now we're going to work on some of the planks here. So we'll come up to standing. And I might do better to elevate this. I'm going to try that. Sorry, just trying to figure out what might give me a good support. None of the above. That might actually work not so bad. Let's see. All right, so you'll stand at the end of your mat. Arms lift up. You take an upper back extension, and then you dive forward. Bring your hands to the ground. Bend your knees if you need to. Get the palms down. Look between your legs. And then we walk on out into your plank. You can go onto your forearms. You can go onto your knees, whatever you need. And then we stay here. Feel that plank really strong. You want to be long in your body, out through your head, out through your tail. And then pike your tail up in the air. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Hang your head. And then come all the way up. You can lift the arms as you rise. And then bring the arms down. I'm going to get rid of the mat. And then just try being parallel to you guys. Okay, so here again, we'll get a little further back. So next, after doing one flat feet, we go up into releve. So you lift your heels, arms can go out to the side and then up. Try to keep the heels lifted as you go forward and down. So bring your body to the floor, keep lifting your belly as a counterbalance for the energy of the body diving forward. Get your hands to the ground, walk out again into your plank. I'm going to take my feet back a little bit. Hopefully you see me better here. And then stay there. Reach long out through your head, out through your heels. Building some strength into your planks now. Head is in line. Sometimes people will drop their head or lift their hips. Try to imagine a plank itself along your back from your head to your shoulders to your tailbone. Lift your tail up. We are going to stay in the elevated heels in the releve position. So as you come back, the feet are apart, the toes are apart, but the heels are together. And then work your legs. Oh, sorry about my mat falling over. Lift to come up all the way. Arms overhead, heels in the air, and you lower the arms as you lower your heels.